Hello, and welcome back to the Click and Mortar podcast. Dustin and Mike here with you again. This week, we wanted to go over a case study of a current and new client that we onboarded. What we find out a lot at the beginning is that when we go in and do our analyses and do our audits, that there are main and basic things that a client isn't doing that can quickly move the needle. A lot of times we go in and we're kind of amazed at what's built and, more importantly, what's not built. And so simply just covering those things at the beginning, getting your dribbling and your shooting down, getting your blocking and tackling down is critically important. So we wanted to give you an example of what we did with a client to go from pretty much a dead fish to lots of fish in the net. So I'm going to turn it over to Dustin for this example. He's going to go through what we did for this client initially, and then the results that we saw. Again, keep in mind, pretty new client still. We've been working with them for 2 or 3 months, so some good upside and always more work to do. But there are these initial things that you just have to take care of. So we wanted to point some of those out in a case study. So Dustin, I'll kick it to you.
So when we audited this client, they were doing a lot of great search and intent type of targeting, but it's a B2B client and they were getting in front of a lot of consumer type searches. So good intent, but the intent was to the wrong people. And that is the moral of this account, or the moral story of this account is right intent. There was no retargeting audiences. The targeting that was doing wasn't catered to B2B. So hitting the right terms, just saying the right message to the wrong people. And so weren't getting the results that they wanted. And so it's a lot of e-commerce and very easy to track, the revenue and ROAS. So after our analysis, what we decided was there's a lot of prospecting and a lot of introducing the brand, but there is no retargeting and how are we staying top of mind, and who we're prospecting to just wasn't the right audience. So we did a lot on the audience targeting people in the right industry of company sizes. So did some tweaking on the cold audience of who we're reaching, and then set up dedicated budget to ensure that we're staying top of mind a couple times a day, every day, so that whenever they do decide to make that purchase, this client is the one that they chose. So have some results to go, the before and after of what happened. So here, what we're looking at are total sales by week and ROAS. So started late April, early May, and here we're at a 0.6 ROAS. So we did a split test of our theory and what would work and tested against theirs. And so out the gate, we saw ours was performing really well and started shifting more and more budget. And as you can see over the next few weeks, we started to get into 5x ROAS. And as it was growing, we fully pushed budget over to our campaigns. And this is where we got up to 10x here, 11x ROAS here, 27x ROAS here. We started running into scalability issues, being a little overly aggressive at the 27x. Started finding a happy medium of where we can find sales and hit that ROAS. And so we've been maintaining right in between 7 to 10x ROAS, depending on the type of week. Through the audience segmentation, ensuring who we're talking to and changing that message through the customer journey, we're able to find that right time when they're wanting to make that purchase. Through the data, we're on the right track. So a lot more work to be done just on the creative side and even further audience segmentation, but just goes to show that you got to say the right thing to the right person at the right time on the right channel. And if you do that, you see the results like what we're seeing here.
So in summary, and again, this is a gut check at the beginning or a gut check of where you are now. In summary, check your audience and your audience targeting. Make sure you're saying the right things to those audiences. And then we preach this a lot. Where's your retargeting? Do you have retargeting running? How are you retargeting those audiences, right? So those 3 pieces, that in summary is that essentially the initial checks. It's like when you go to do CPR on a body, like check the pulse, check the breath. those are the initial checks, right? And so those are the things we checked, and then those are the things we changed.
Yep, 100%. I mean, we have plenty of podcasts that talk about the power of retargeting, and that just simply wasn't done, and that is a foundational thing that needs to be in all accounts. And so setting up a good foundation, as shown in the data, drives good results. So yes, you hit the nail on the head, all audience segmentation.
Yeah, and as you can see, doing those things has essentially 10x the ROAS. They were at about a 0.6, and now they're somewhere from 6 to 10. So maybe you out there, you need some of this analysis to be done as well, so that you can just know where you are. So we love doing these deep dives into strategy, doing the audits, giving you back recommendations on that. So if that sounds appealing and it's something you think you need out there, please reach out to us. Book a discovery call. We can get into this. We can do the strategic sessions as well. And then, hey, if you think it's going to move the needle, make a change, then we'd love to help out. So with that, Dustin, thanks for going over that. Appreciate the deep dive into the metrics. And again, if that's interesting to you and you think you might be benefited from getting an analysis and doing a discovery, please click the discovery call button. We'd love to talk to you, and we'll get that scheduled, and we'll talk to you soon. So until next time, thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.